Welcome to another episode of Unknown Files, where we delve into the most perplexing and chilling cases that remain unsolved to this day. Today, we take you back to a quiet evening in Austin, Texas that turned into a nightmare. The unsolved yogurt shop murders. It was December 6th, 1991, a night that would forever haunt the city of Austin. 4 teenage girls working their shift at the I Can't Believe It's Yogurt shop were brutally murdered. This heinous crime remains unsolved to this day, leaving families and a community searching for answers. That Friday night seemed like any other. The yogurt shop, located in a busy strip mall, was a popular hangout for locals. Jennifer Harbison, 17, and Eliza Thomas, 17, were working the closing shift, while Sarah Harbison, 15, and her friend Amy Ayers, 13, were there to keep them company. By 11 p.m., the shop was closed to customers. What happened next remains a mystery. At around midnight, a police officer on patrol noticed smoke billowing from the shop. Firefighters arrived quickly, but what they discovered was horrifying. Inside, the bodies of Jennifer, Eliza, Sarah, and Amy were found bound and gagged, each shot in the head. The fire had been set deliberately, likely in an attempt to destroy evidence.
A backyard wedding in 1989. It was here at her mother's wedding that most of what little home video there is of Eliza Thomas was taken. Cutting up in front of the camera, or some quiet time with mom on the couch, are some of the few video memories there are of 17-year-old Eliza. But there are pictures, lots of pictures of Eliza growing up.
She loved artwork.
Her mother Maria and sister Sonora have left Eliza's room much the same way Eliza left it.
She loved tiny little knickknacks, and as you can see, there's lipsticks there, and she's got tons and tons more. She used to love, she had the most beautiful mouth, you know, so she would always, I would buy her lots of lipsticks, and she would buy lots of lipstick.
Despite the overwhelming horror, investigators quickly began piecing together the events of that night. They interviewed over 50 people, but leads were scarce. The fire had obliterated much of the physical evidence. In 1999, 8 years after the murders, 4 men were arrested in connection with the crime. Robert Springsteen, Michael Scott, Maurice Pierce, and Forrest Wellborn were all questioned. Springsteen and Scott eventually confessed under intense interrogation. Springsteen and Scott were convicted, but their confessions were later called into question. Both men claimed their statements were coerced, and crucially, DNA evidence found at the scene did not match any of the 4 men. The lack of DNA match raised significant doubts about the convictions. It became increasingly clear that the confessions alone were not enough to prove their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. In 2009, after years of legal battles, the convictions were overturned, and the men were released. The case was back to square one, and the true killers were still at large. The families of Jennifer, Eliza, Sarah, and Amy continue to seek justice. The Austin Police Department periodically reviews the case, hoping that advances in forensic science may one day reveal the identity of the killers. We hold on to hope. We believe that someone out there knows something. Unsolved mysteries like this remind us of the fragility of life and the enduring pain of unanswered questions.